This is Average Joe PT. On this episode, we're going to talk about 7 different ways that you can treat your back symptoms when they're aggravated with you during these cold, hard days in the pandemic as well as the winter time. So stay tuned. So when we're talking about back pain in the winter time, the pandemic, the first thing you still want to do is try and get out and walk, because walking is really going to help reduce the stress on those joints as well as the disc from static sitting into static being in one position for long periods of time. We're talking 2, 3, 4 hours at a time that you're sitting around and not doing much. That synovial fluid within the disc space as well as those joints that helps nourish those joints really can get moving, because motion is lotion. And that's the reason why, number 1, is try and walk and move around as much as you possibly can in the wintertime. Number 2, you want to get in a nice stretching program. But the most important thing is do not stretch when you first get up in the morning, because it really does put a lot of strain on those joints, especially those facet joints, as well as the disc. Now, I'll leave a tag up that you can go ahead and look at after this video that goes over some different stretches that you can do. But a few of them would be nice and easy. Just a simple single knee to the chest, a piriformis stretch, as well as a hamstring stretch. Those 3 main ones I'm going to show you here that really give you a nice stretching exercise program when it comes to having back issues. Now, if you start having any type of leg or radicular symptoms, now I'm going to show you, basically you want to get in this nice prone or on your stomach position and maybe put a pillow down at your belly button. That's really exercise number 3. And you want to stay in that position, 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time, and put some ice on that lower back. I've gone all over types of disc issues and treatments that you want to do for that. And this is the classic prone McKenzie exercise program that I'll leave a tag up for you. You can go over that too. That's in my back library. That's exercise number 3 if you're having radicular symptoms. If you're not having radicular symptoms, stick with that stretching program. Definitely want to do that mid to late day. Now, what you want to do is making sure that when you are having any type of back symptoms during the wintertime, that you want to heat your back. As long as you're not having any radicular symptoms in your legs, dry or moist heat being the better of the two, electric blanket, hot water bottle, anything that can keep that joint warm during these winter and pandemic times will definitely help those symptoms. So that's number 4. Number 5 treatment is making sure that you're doing not a lot of sitting for prolonged periods of time. Sitting in that slump position in a recliner chair or soft sofa that really isn't supporting the spine at all, and doing that for prolonged periods of time and days on end when you're not getting out and about can really aggravate that back and nerve symptoms if you start having those. So that's really exercise number 5. Number 6, you definitely want to make sure that if you're having back symptoms, that you want to take some time to take an anti-inflammatory, whether that's ibuprofen or some sort of anti-inflammatory of some sort. I mean, there's Aleve, there's naproxen, there's a bunch of different medicines out in the market. That's really when the things get aggravated, and you want to focus on those other 5 exercises. That's treatment number 6. And lucky number 7, when it comes to back problems, is making sure, definitely, if you're having any type of symptoms in your back that's flared up, you want to give yourself a nice 72 hours of icing that back 3 to 4 times a day for 15 to 20 minutes to try and get through that first 72-hour inflammatory phase as your back starts to recover, and then following with those other 6 exercises. That's really the 7 main exercises for any type of back problem that you're having during these cold and winter times. So if you'd like to leave me a note, I'd love to see it and hear it. I bring videos a couple times a week. If you have any questions at all, leave a message down below, positive or negative. But until next time, Scully and I always like to say, look up and keep smiling. See you next time, folks.